In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do the stepladder Afghan together. This is a cool little stitch and you can use it for many other things. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today's tutorial we're going to learn how to do the stepladder Afghan. This is a really quick one. There's only one page of instructions, and in today's tutorial I'm going to take you through all the lessons in order to get you to do the repeat pattern so that you can do this Afghan just like so. While this Afghan is targeting the festive and holiday season, you can also use different colors in order to make it really kind of cool, and this is called the stepladder stitch, and it's actually a lot more simpler than you may realize. So let's quickly review this pattern. You may get confused on what you're reading here for the amount of yarn that you're going to need. You will notice that this yarn is available or was available in two different sizes. You had the 300 gram, which is the big size just like so, and then there is a smaller one that's 150 gram, which is half the size. So you'll notice that the 300 gram is first and then it says the smaller size. So when you're looking at the sizes amount of yarn that you'll need, it says olive and it will say 2 or 3 balls. Okay, 2 or 3, and what this represents, if you're going to use the 300 gram you only need 2, and if you're going to use the 150 gram you are going to need 3. So that's how you would read this particular part of the instruction. Now the one thing that I really loved about this whole Afghan is that everything repeats back from the start, so it's like a typewriter. We never ever turn our work and go on the other side, and this is what makes this pattern so easy. Now before we begin the actual tutorial element to it, you should know that I did a crochet diagram so that I could follow it for myself. I've taken a scan of this and this will be available in the more information of this video. I'll provide this particular PDF on my website, thecrochetcrowd.com, and you can access this if you prefer to read the diagrams. For me, this is what I need to do in order to teach you, because in actual fact it seems like there's a lot of instructions, but when you break it down like so, it's actually a lot more easier. Now while the instructions tell you that you need to chain 87 to begin, if you want to change the sizes, no matter if it's a baby size or even bigger, the multiples on this are chaining of 5. So what you want to do on this is that you can go 1 2 3 4 5 and then keep doing that 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and then once you get to the size chain that you want, so if you want to lay it down on something else that you want to match it to, you just have to add 2 chains at the very end of your chain. So just keep on multiples of 5 and then you can make this any size that you wish, and the multiples of 5 allow you to keep repeating the pattern, and it's quite seamless at the same time. So I'm going to be using today an 8mm, a size L crochet hook today. You'll notice that the instructions call for a 9mm. I believe that's what it says, 9mm, and that's a size M. I could even go as far as a 10mm, and that 10mm would be a size N as well. So that's up to you on what you want to do. Remember, the bigger the hook, the actual more of the stretch will be, as well as that the stitches will look a lot more open. So it's up to you what you prefer to use. So let's begin. If you want to follow the instructions as per written, you can chain 87. The size Afghan that you're going to get when you do that is 43 inches by 55 inches if you follow it to the T. So what I'm going to tell you today is chain in multiples of 5. So you can follow the instructions, but I'm going to do my chaining of 5 because I want to just do a smaller sample to show you how to do it. So remember that the first one on the hook never counts as 1. So we have 1 2 and 3 4 and 5. So there's one set of 5, and I want to do that again. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. There's 2 sets. I don't have to keep a count on how many sets there are, just keep counting in sets of 5. So 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then once you get to the size chain, so if you're satisfied with the size chain, just add 2 extra at the very end before starting row number 1. So I'm gonna add 2, and now that's ready for row number 1. Let's go for row number 1. We need to count back to the 4th chain from the hook. So we go 1 2 3 and 4, and what we want to do is that we want to double crochet, and I usually do it on the back hump of the chain. So just turn over the chain and get the back hump of it. It makes it for a nicer finish at the very end, and just do a double crochet. And I want you to do a double crochet in each one of the chains going all the way across your Afghan chain. Okay, so just 1 double crochet into each. Please do that all the way, and I'll meet you on the other side. When you get to the other side, you should have a multiple of 5. So if I counted these out loud, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and 1 2 3 4 5, you should end up with equal numbers of 5. Okay, so that's how you would do it. Once you're at this side, I need you to fasten off. So just take your scissors and trim your yarn, because we are not ever turning this project. So we're never going to turn it around and go back in the other direction. So what I want you to do is take this straggler, and I'm only going to show it once in this video, is that just weave it in to some of these stitches. So just across the top of the chain, just weave it in, because when you go into this in the next row, you can basically the next row is going to tighten onto itself when you weave it in just like this. Okay, so do that each and every time, and then you don't need to worry about it at this point. So your biggest thing is that once you get this weaving done, you never want to kind of lose the point of, you know, where you started and stopped. So we want to make sure that they're always starting on the turning chain, which is chain 3 over here. So let's move along to row number 2. So let's begin row number 2. I'm going to start off with the slip knot in my hands first to do the fastening on. This is how I prefer to do it. It's up to you, and if you have a different method. So what you want to do is you want to join it at the beginning of the chain 3. So this is where we finished on this side. So this side is where we had started before we finished on this side. So that's where I want to go back to. So we're always going to be like a typewriter, going back and forth on the same side. We're never going to turn this project. So just grab the yarn and pull it through like so, and I want you to lay the straggler down on top of the line as we go to crochet. So we're going to simply just chain 3, 1 2 and 3, and we want to come into the back loop only, and we want to always do the back loops on this entire project. This is what gives that really kind of refined look. And so basically, if you don't know what a back loop is that each one of the stitches are made up of 2 strings. So the string that's closest to you is called the front loop, and the string farthest away from you is the back loop. So we want to double crochet and just dive in between the strings, only grab the back one and double crochet. So we're only ever going to double crochet in the back loops for this entire project. Once you do the first one, it's pretty obvious, and you're on row number 2, you're just going to do the back loops of each one of these stitches going all the way across, and once you get to the other side, you are going to trim your trim and fasten off. So do that all the way across. When you get mostly all to the way back, you notice that straggler that we cut. We want to make sure that when we go into the very final few stitches where we weaved in those edges, that we dive in, but we also grab that straggler that's in behind, and so it'll trap it underneath this row permanently, so it never comes out on you. So when you dive in, just go in, and then if the straggler is available to you, just go underneath the straggler as well at the same time, and then that'll trap it into position. And then once you get to all the way to the final stitch, okay, you want to be able to fasten off and weave in this edge. Okay, so I have one more to go. If you feel more comfortable, you can count your stitches all the way across. You still at all times should be in multiples of 5, just like so. So weave this off, and we're going to start a new color on this side once again. So let's start our next color, and we are just going to go back to the start, and I'm going to be using red for this one. So this is the first time we're going to do the step ladder part of what we're doing. So this is row number 3. So we want to attach to the top of the beginning chain 3. Okay, so we finished over here, we're back at the very beginning, and we want to attach. So just put your hook in, grab the yarn and pull through like a slip stitch, and just leave that straggler down on top of the line. To start this row, we are going to chain 3, 1 2 and 3, and we are going to put in the next 3 double crochets, we're going to do a back loop double crochet. Okay, so make sure you get that straggler trapped in a position, so just go around that straggler as well, and that'll get it right in underneath the stitches. So you want to do 3 in a row. So each one of the step ladders has 5 stitches. 4 stitches are by itself, and then the 5th one is the one that drops down into this row in the green. So how we do that, that's called a double treble. Okay, so what we want to do is that we want to follow it down, and we want to get the same stitch 2 rows down. Okay, so how we do that is that we come and we wrap the hook twice. So it's a double treble, so we wrap the hook 3 times. I apologize, and we just look at this stitch and follow it down, and so this is going to be the 5th stitch over. So 1 2 3 4 and 5, and you want to get the 5th front post. It's harder to start like this at this point, but once you get into the rhythm you'll be able to look down very easily. So I'm still making my way back to the top of that stitch. So it drops down quite significantly, just like so. And so basically you were going to skip that same stitch on the upper side here and just go to the second one over, and you were going to do a double crochet in the back post. Okay, and you do that for the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now that the 4th is in, we want to drop down again. So what I just kind of look over is that you see where you've dropped down here, you can just skip 4 down here and then just go to the 5th to make it work. So a double treble is wrapping 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, skipping over, and you want to get the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This counting over gets a lot easier in time. So we just want to start coming all the way back up. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, keep pulling through 2 until you're back to the top, like so. So we then skip that same stitch in behind and go to the next one over, and we are going to double crochet again the next 4 into the back loop. And on this particular row we're going to finish with a double treble down at the bottom, and it will be your last stitch if you're keeping them in multiple sets of 5. Okay, so this is the second last one. So the last one is going to be a double treble down. Okay, so you wrap the hook 3 times, and then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your last one, the 5th, going around the front post, pull through 2 all the way back, and that's it. So all you're just going to do at this point is just weave in your edge, or sorry, cut your yarn and weave it off, and then we're going to start with the next color, and I'm going to bring green back into the picture. So this is what it looks like right now. We've just completed green. So row number 4 is the only row that starts off really weird. So we're going to be repeating rows 3 through 7 all the way for the remainder of the pattern, and you'll finish on row number 7 as your last row when you get to the top if you're keeping them what it's asking you to do. So let's begin to do our green. Start off with a slip knot, and number 4 starts off really weird, but it makes sense in just a moment. So we're going to join it to the beginning of the chain 3. Remember we finished off over here. We're back at the start on this side. Just attach it like I've already shown before. And now this time, instead of chaining 3, and it's the only time you're not going to chain 3, is that you only chain 1, and that does not count as a stitch. So what we need to do is that this time we're going to start off with the double treble in the front post down here. So instead of playing in the green, we're going to move up 1 row. We're always going to play 2 rows down below. So remember, double treble is wrapping 3 times, coming around the front post. Okay, it'll be the very first one, and we treble our way back to the top. So yarning over and pulling it through 2 and 2 and 2 all the way back to the top. So that's considered your first stitch. So the next 4, and I'm going to trap the straggler down underneath, the next 4 are just double crochets in the back post, or the back loop, sorry, double crochet back loop for the next 4. So there is your groups of 5. So 1's a treble and 4 are doubles. Okay, and coming back. So this one here is the treble, but this time it's only going to be a back post double. So next time, now that we have our 4 in, the next one is going to be a double treble, and it's going to be directly beside this one. So this one you don't really need to start counting, you just kind of look where everything is going on top. So we're going to double treble, so wrap 3 times, coming down 2 rows below, and just get the 1. So if you kind of lay it in front, you can kind of see where it is. It's kind of this one right here. Okay, and if you're not sure, just look down this one here and just follow it down and you can find it. Okay, and treble your way back to the top, and then you're going to double crochet again, back loop only. So you skip that one that you just went over, and then just go back loop double crochet for the next 4. So this is shifting over your double crochets by starting at a different spot at the beginning of the row and coming down at a different spot. So this is the double treble there. This time it's a back post double crochet. So then the next one is a double treble. So wrap 3 times, okay, come down, okay, And you can either just count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is your 5th one over here, or you just kind of look it up. You may just want to count right in the very beginning just to get yourself organized. But eventually it'll become old hat to you. Come back to the top and you're going to skip that next one and double crochet, back loop only. So we are basically just finishing off with double crochets here. And the reason why is that basically you can see, and I'll stop in just a sec, this is the last stitch, is that the double trebles are moving over this direction. So if I moved over one, the next one would be after this point, but it's already the edge, so I can't go any further. So that's why you only see 4 double crochets at there, because we had actually already started on this side. So what was supposed to be over on this side is actually just started on this side, if that makes any sense to you. Make sure that you fasten off at this point, and let's begin row number 5. So let's begin our next one. We're going to start off with in white this time. Again, the colors are pretty subjective to you. So you're looking at the pattern here. We started with the double treble on the last row, which was row number 4, which is the only one that kind of starts off that way. And now we're ready for number 5. So we come at the top of the double treble because that's the first one, and we join this new one. So this is number 5. So just join it and then chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So that counts as your very first one. So the next one is a double treble down into the red section this time. So that's 2 rows down. So wrap and wrap and wrap. So for double treble, go to the second one over. Okay, so just follow it down and just go to the second one over and double treble yourself back up. Okay, so now that you've done that one, so now you can just do back loop only, double crochets. You skip over the one that was supposed to be this treble, and you back loop double crochet for the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 should be the top of the next double treble that you run into here. So then the next one is right directly beside it. So let's double treble down and go to the one right beside it under in the red. I'm starting to get my bearings straight on this. Double treble back up. We skip the one that is the double treble and behind and just go to the second one over, and we're going to double crochet back loop only for the next 4. And if my counts are right, my 4th should always be over a double treble from the row below, which is right. Okay, let's double treble down. So wrap, wrap, wrap. Again coming down. So I just kind of want to measure it over. Second one over. Again, if you have to take your time to look at that and get your bearings, that's up to you. Okay, you skip the one that you just went over. Okay, and this time there's only going to be 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. So just double treble or double crochet, back loop. And I knew that there was only going to be 3 because in the row below we finished off with 4 double crochets in a row. So this time there should only be 3 left. And the reason for it is that you started off with the double crochet here before treble. So you have your 3 and there's your 4th right starting on the other side. So fasten that off and let's move back to using red. And this will move up us to row number 6. Okay, let's start row number 6 together. Start off with a slip knot and go back to the start again. And we're back here. So this is where I finished this side. This is the new side, or this is where we began. So let's attach to the top of the beginning, chain 3. Just attach everything. Okay, and just lay that straggler down so you can trap it underneath. Chain 3 please. 1, 2, and 3. And then the first one here is a back post double crochet. And I can tell that instantly because this is a treble. So I can't treble over something that's got already a treble there. And so then the next one now is a treble, which is going to come into the green section this time. So wrap and wrap and wrap. Okay, coming over and just get into the green. So you're just always shifting over by 1. So between 3 and 7 is the repeat pattern. So by the time you get to 7 and you finish that, you go back to 3 because these basically will be reset back to where they should be to start all over again. Once you get that done, just back loop, double crochet, skip the one that you were just on, and just do the next 4. So there should be 4 in a row, and the 4th one should finish on the double treble, which it does. So I know my counts are right, and so the next one is going to be the treble. So wrap, 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 come back down to the green, just treble my way back up. Okay, skip the one that you were just on, and then double crochet into the next 4 into the back post or back loop only. So this is row number 6. So it gets easier as you get further into the project. Your eyes are gonna go where they want to go instead of having to fight for it and then treble again into the next one, because we're at treble here. Okay, this is row number 6. So at the very end there's only 2 stitches left this time because we're shifting over one more. So that means that there's one less stitch to worry about, which makes sense, and I'll explain that just to you in a moment. Let me get my last one in. So I have 2 double crochets over here. I started off with 2 before the treble, so that keeps me in balance. So let's do row number 7, which is the final row before you start coming back to the very beginning on row number 3 again, in order to start repeating the pattern all over again. Let's begin row number 7, which is the final before the repeat of going from 3 to 7. So this is the final repeat. So come out onto the top of the chain 3 again where we started, and attach your next color. Okay, once you got your color on, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to double crochet in the next 2 back loops only. Keep that straggler down on the top so you can trap it underneath. And so this is the double treble here, so that I know the next one should be a double treble. So wrap and wrap and wrap. Okay, coming this time into the white. Okay, back to the top. I skip that same stitch, go to the next one over, and do double crochet, double crochet. Sorry, I'm getting confused between double trebles, double crochets, double anything. So it's easy to do it. To say it all out loud is kind of crazy. So I'm right over the double treble here, so I know the next one has to be a double treble into the white. Okay, and then I just double crochet. I skip that one there, go to the next one over, double crochet to the next 4. Okay, so then I got my 4 in, so double treble again, come into the second last one because it's on the very edge this time. Well, it's second one over from the edge, double treble, and then I double crochet into the final, and that will conclude off row number 7. So basically when we started at row number 3, you'll notice that the double trebles are right on the edge. So basically the next one, row number 3, that you would start is that the treble will end up on the edge. Therefore you can follow this repeat pattern going all the way just like so. So what does this puppy look like on the back? Let me just trim the yarn and show you what that looks like at the end. So that's what it looks like on the back side. So if you prefer the stripes, you could do it that way, but if you want a little more decor, you could do it this way as well. So that concludes your lesson on how to do the Stepladder Afghan. Again, you can just change your hook and your yarn in order to do this with any stitches, as long as you keep it in multiples of 5, that you'll always have this diagonal running up, and when you have a wider surface like it shows in the photo, is that this will even be more grand. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarn Inspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you real soon. Bye bye.